So it goes like this. It blurs one clip out, and in the middle of the transition, the two clips fade into each other, and the new clip blurs in. So if you go ahead and select your transition, you'll see that we can actually adjust a few things up here in the inspector panel. I'm just going to move my starting point a bit into the transition so we can actually see the blur, like this. So now we can see the changes that we create up in our inspector panel. So in the inspector panel, you can actually adjust two things about the blur itself. You can adjust the horizontal blur amount, and you can adjust the vertical blur amount. And with either one of these turned down, it actually gives me kind of a dizzy feeling. So if that's what you want the audience to achieve while watching your movie, you might want to turn one of those down. Then we have the audio crossfade, which is the exact same as in the default transition. And again, with the Gaussian blur transition, of course, you can extend it so it will become a long blur transition, or you can shorten it up so it will become a very quick and short blur. Replacing a transition is actually very simple. All you have to do is find a transition that you want to use to replace your current transition. I'm going to choose movements and select black hole. So what I'm going to do is click it and drag it over to my current transition and drop it on top as soon as I see my current transition is highlighted. That simply replaces it with a new transition, keeping the length of the previous transition. Finding a transition in Final Cut is not very hard at all. As you can see, they have plenty of transitions, everything from blurs to dissolves to lights and so on. And if you go under all, you can see this huge list that goes on forever. So I'm sure you're going to find the perfect transition for your movie. The transitions that you're most likely going to be using the most are the cross dissolve transition and also the fade to color transition. Those are the two transitions that make your movie look professional. Transitions that you want to avoid using are the 3D rectangle or the band transition or maybe the arrows or anything crazy like that that will make your movie look unprofessional and makes it look like it's been created by an amateur. To keep the professional look, you want to stick with simple transitions like the cross dissolve or the fade to color transition. Unless it has a special purpose, like if you have a flashback, you might want to use a blur transition. But the main rule is to stick with the simple transitions.